Fellas, it's not enough for you to simply have a seductive type of mindset or to create a style that reflects those characteristics, or even to make sure that you are repelling people with anti-seductive behavior. You also have to choose the right victim. And we're going to really talk about what that means today. What's up, all you good fella fly guys? You know who it is, the cat in the hat, your resident fly guy, your chief architect, Michael Andrew of StarArchitects.com, here to help you tell your story through style. And it's Fly Guy Friday. Yo, my Millie is coming along. I'm saying, you see that? Look at that. Alright, I'm still working on it. Yo, I hope that you've been showing up this week in style, but if you haven't, if you continue to have some issues identifying your image, or when you step into your closet, you have a little bit of confusion when it comes to creating your own personal character, well, fret no more. That's exactly why I'm here, to ensure that you are showing up in every situation in style and leaving a lasting impression with your look. Now today we're going to be talking about how to choose the right victim. Now before you guys get all moral and high ground on me like, man, what victim? Chill out. We're going to talk about that as well. But before we do, if this is your first time here, welcome. Yo, what a great time to be here to learn how to make sure that you are being intentional, not only with your image, but with your interactions and choosing the right young lady to seduce. And if you find this information beneficial, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love to be a character in your style story. If you have already subscribed, you know I appreciate you, and I'm telling you, we're going to be doing some wonderful things and creating this style story. Now, all you have is one thing left to do, and that is hit that notification bell, and that way you will be notified each and every time new content comes out. Now, when we're talking about victims, I don't know about you, but the first time I read the book, I was like, what? I'm not trying to victimize anybody. Like, I'm not that guy. Like, I don't want to see anybody hurt. I want to make sure that I'm leaving young ladies with pleasurable experiences. And that's actually what the art of seduction, when it comes to choosing the right victim, is all about. It's actually understanding that this whole life is a game. It's a challenge. It's us trying to win. But I think what happens for a lot of guys is that they think that winning means that I win and you lose, and that's not what it's about. And that's not what I would want any guy to go into a social or sexual situation with. What this is about is really choosing the right young lady that you can align yourself with, so that you both win, so that you both experience a very pleasurable encounter and engagement. So how do you do those things? Well, again, you know that we always talk about brainstorming the style, how to construct and outline it, and then push it out so that we are expressing it. And the first thing that you have to do is you have to really think and become discerning and a little discriminatory when it comes to the type of young lady that you're choosing. And we've talked about this briefly before, but when you're choosing the right person to seduce, you want to make sure that she's going to be able to align with certain things that you're talking about. You can't deal with a young lady who can't appreciate nuanced conversation where you're dropping innuendo if it's going to go right over her head. For me, I often look and check and determine whether a young lady is reading and whether she is a person who can appreciate different types of conversations that I may take her down. And studies actually show that intelligent women who are very well read and educated, tend to be much more sexual than the women who are not. So just consider that when you are choosing the type of young lady that you want. Step your game up, don't just settle. So the next thing that you have to think about is your personal style. Like me, I'm a dude who enjoys being sartorial. I love soft tailored goods. I'm not really a hoodie, jeans type of person. So I'm going to have a hard time trying to get at a young lady in a t-shirt, jeans, and some Jordans. Now that's not to say I can't pull her, but if that's all she's wearing, then at some point during that seductive conversation is going to move out of her being able to be present with me, and she's going to start asking questions like, why do you dress up so much? Can't you dress down? And I'm going to have to make a determination on whether I want to succumb to her moves, or I want to elevate her to my moves, or I just want to move on. Because at some point that P may move me out of my identity, and then I'm at her whims and at her will, and that's not going to always be a good situation. So I would tell you to find somebody who is going to appreciate the person that you are, and then cultivate the seduction from that. The last thing that you have to think about is your communication and how you're going to deal with this young lady. When it comes to that young lady in the T's, the jeans, and the J's, she's probably not going to hang out in the same social situations that I'm in, and she's probably not going to be comfortable if I take her to those different types of situations. So even when it comes to communication and how you're going to move, remember, communication is only 5%, roughly 7 to 5%, 5 to 7% of what you are actually saying. It's only 5 to 7% of the words that you're saying. It's tone, it is your body language, it is your style. And so you want to just make sure that the young ladies that you're dealing with are going to be able to handle the conversation and that they aren't too intimidated by dealing with you, because that's just never a good look. So those are the 3 things that you should consider when you are choosing the right victim. And remember, this is not necessarily about a victim that you are going to be taking advantage of. Instead, this is going to be somebody that you're going to be taking on a journey and adding to your story, and that's always a beautiful thing. So if you find the information beneficial, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. It'll help the channel to grow. Don't forget that we are here every Monday through Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And lastly, as I always say, don't ever forget that dress is nothing more than the expression of a man's state of mind, so you should always dress to express. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.